Okay, this one is The Rise of the Beast, Part 1. There's going to be 3 parts to this. Start with Revelations 12:1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. The woman represents the people of God, clothed with the glory of the Lord. This is the whole house of Israel, both Israel and Judah. The moon under her feet represents the earth, in which God's people will soon inherit. The 12 stars are the 12 tribes of Israel, which are now dispersed throughout the earth. Revelation 12:2. And she being with child cried, travailing in birth and pain to be delivered. Okay, something new is about to be birthed concerning the whole house of Israel. What is about to be birthed involves all 12 tribes of Israel. Revelation 12:2 and 3. This is to finish up 2. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads, and his tail drew the 3rd part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. Okay, the red dragon is Satan himself. The 7 heads and crowns are 7 leaders of 7 nations that Satan has complete control over. These leaders do the bidding of the devil and take peace from the earth. These 7 nations are united together and has great influence over the 10 horns, which are 10 smaller nations. In verse 4, there are 2 different time frames established. The casting down of a 1/3 of the angels of heaven occurs just before the Magog battle occurs. Satan waiting to devour the child in which is to be birthed is when Jesus was born and started his ministry. As you recall, when Jesus' ministry began, Satan tempted him when he went into the wilderness. This is when he tried to devour the man-child that Judah had birthed. Revelation 12:5. And she brought forth a man-child, who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron, and her child was caught up unto God and to his throne. Satan fails in his attempt to destroy this man-child. Jesus is caught up to heaven after he completes his mission and is now sitting on his throne in heaven. Revelations 12:6. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared of God, and that they shall feed her there 1,260 days. Okay, the tribe of Judah is the woman that gave birth to the Messiah. That's Israel today. They're actually Judea. Judah is the tribe that flees into the wilderness when the beast proclaims himself as God in the holy place in Jerusalem. The nation of Israel of today will go into hiding at this time and will be under the divine protection of the Lord. They will be supernaturally cared for during the last half of the tribulation period. Revelation 12:7-9. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. This is when 1/3 of the angels are cast to earth. There's a war in heaven, and the devil and his angels are cast down to earth. They arrive just before the Magog battle starts in World War III. The 7-year tribulation has now begun. Satan can go to heaven. He accuses us at the throne. He's constantly accusing us at the throne. So he goes back and forth. This is the time when he's completely cast out for good and he can't go back. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth he has but a short time. Devil's ticked off. He gets kicked out of heaven permanently. He comes to earth with a vengeance on his mind. Revelation 12:13. And when the dragon saw that he was cast into the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child. First thing he does when he gets cast to earth is go after the house of Judah, or Israel as we know it today, from which Jesus was born. He brings the 7 leaders that he has control over against the present nation of Israel. 10 other nations will also join the fight against Israel. This occurs when the devil is cast to earth. Revelation 12:14. And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, and into her place where she is nourished for a time and times and a half time from the face of the serpent. This does not happen when the 7 evil leaders go out against the nation of Israel. This happens when the beast sets himself up as God in the holy place in Jerusalem. And the serpent cast out his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman. And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth. Okay, the flood coming after Judah is the 7 leaders and 10 nations. This is still the Magog battle. This is when the Lord uses the earth to swallow up the armies that are against Judah and cause the armies to turn on each other. Revelations 12:17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Christ. Not only does the devil go after the house of Judah, he also makes war against the remnant of the house of Israel, who are the Christian nations. They have the testimony of Christ. This war is more than that's just the nation of Israel. It's against all the nations that are God's. So Israel, United Kingdom, United States, Australia, Canada, and other Christian nations are going to be the target of the devil's wrath. When the Magog battle begins, Israel will be closely united with the Christian nations, which we are the house of Israel, the lost sheep of Israel. I've got another video on that. You can watch that. There's 6 of them. It takes you right through step by step. That we are the house of Israel. Revelation 13:1 and 2. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. These are the same nations of chapter 12. These are 17 nations that are under the influence of Satan. The beast, or Antichrist, will eventually be in control of all 17 nations. Revelation 13:3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. Notice that the beast is the leader of one of the 7 major nations. He receives a deadly wound either by war or assassination attempt, but recovers from the wound. He should have died, but he becomes a living martyr. This is the first beast, or the Antichrist. This is not a head wound, as most believe. The head mentioned is the Antichrist himself, who is the head or leader of one of the 7 nations. So he's going to be a leader of one of the nations. Revelation 13:4. And they worshipped the dragon which gave power unto the beast, and they worshipped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? Many will believe that God healed the beast, but it was the devil that caused him to be healed. It's when the devil actually come into him. They will worship the false god that healed the beast, and also will worship the beast, believing that he is the Messiah. Revelation 13:5. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. The beast will be a charismatic speaker. He will be given authority over the 17 nations and over the entire world. The last 3.5 years of the tribulation, he will be in total control of the world. He begins his reign by being the leader of the United States, or New World Order, the one that they're establishing right now. Revelation 13:6. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name, and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. The beast, once in power, will mock the God of Israel and his people. He will mock the heavenly host also. Revelation 13:7. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints, and to overcome them, and the power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. This is a very important passage that most have misunderstood. Who are the New Testament saints? They are the Christians. The beast makes war with the Christian nations and overcomes them. We're going to lose this next battle. He gains control of the entire world. The book of Daniel goes into detail how the beast overcomes the Christian nations. This will be covered later. Because of the defeat of the Christian nations, the beast becomes world dictator. Revelation 13:8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. Only those who refuse to believe in Jesus will worship the beast. This means that there will be people left that will not worship the beast and are definitely Christians because their names are written in the book of life. The rapture has not occurred as yet. Now comes a message of encouragement to the defeated Christians or saints. Revelation 13:9 and 10. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Okay, he's telling the Christians here to be patient and keep the faith, because their captors will be taken captive, and those that have killed Christians shall themselves be killed. Their patience will be rewarded shortly. This is part of the Lord's plan. And I'm going to leave it at here, and I'm going to start from this point on part 2. Yeah, that Christians have got to be patient. We're still here at this point in time. The rapture has not occurred. We're going through part of the tribulation period until the mid-trib, which I've already done that on the rapture. You can go and read and watch that one. No, you can't read it unless you read lips, you know. But anyway, y'all have a blessed day, and I'll start with part 2 next.